Is this thing working? Let me see. There we go. Hi. I'm sorry, you guys. I just jumped on the computer rather than my phone. I don't know why. Sometimes my phone does that. Sometimes it does it. Yeah. Let me see. Is that working? It's working. Hey guys, sorry. Okay. So sorry. And yeah, I don't know. Sometimes my phone just does that. I'm going to give me a second, you guys. I'm so confused. I am so confused. Who done that? You guys. Oh my goodness. I just saw that I'm getting PayPal donations. I did not see that before. You guys are amazing. Oh my goodness. I did not see all these PayPal donations. Thank you. Why was my phone not telling me? Thank you everyone for that. I appreciate that. And I got some super chats tonight. So you guys are awesome. Let me see how this is looking on the screen. Hey, hubby.
Yeah.
Huh? No, I got kicked off. So, let me take that off, that banner off.
You just got kicked off?
Yeah, I got kicked off, but I'm back on. Anyway, so I'm going to finish telling you guys the incident about the night that all the calls were made. Okay, so I wake up the next morning and I have all these messages from the mods, from Flossie. So I checked Flossie's, and she actually I had messages from yeah. So I checked Flossie's, and she's like, "You're gonna be so mad at me. I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "What?" She's like, "I called in Katie's channel last night," and I'm like, "You walked right into the lion's den, didn't you?" I'm like, "What in the heck?" I have I'm like, she's like, I have clips. People are like sending me clips of it or whatever, and it was pretty bad. It was not well. I'm gonna have to go get some chapstick or something, you guys. My lips are so hurting. Okay, so I love the bass. He is amazing, you guys. He let me sleep all day, like literally. And like the kids would I would hear him tell the kids, "It's your mama's birthday. You guys let her sleep." So sweet. And then Kennedy, this morning, Kennedy came and sang happy birthday to me. Am I buffering? But med time for me, and the buffering may or may not stop. Are we buffering? Yeah, this is an old situation, you guys. This was not anything recent. It was back when I had my old mods. I'm just gonna put this on my hand. But yeah, the next day, Flossie's like, "I'm so sorry." She was like, "I was not expecting it." I'm like, "Girl, you went to Katie's side." Like, I know we have a lot of support, and there's a lot of people constantly telling us, like, Katie's not a good person. She's done you guys dirty. But like, you went to her side to where everybody there is doing the same thing. Everybody on her side is telling her, like, Leslie's a bad person. Leslie's this, Leslie's that. So, like, yeah, like you walked right on into the lion's den, and she's like, "I know I shouldn't have done it." But it did lead to eventually us talking and working it out for a little bit, and then problems again. It was all as much as I tried, like there was never a way that we could just stay on friendly ground, because like when we were on friendly ground, there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. And also there was a lot of stuff, like, okay, when we first made amends, I just wanted to make amends and move on. Like continue with my channel, but when it was like, oh, me and Leslie are friends now. I love Leslie. But then behind the scenes, things were being said. I was being treated a certain way. So it was hard, because I'm like, now everybody like links us together. They're like, oh, we're so glad you and Katie are getting along. At the time, who was it? It was Grace Report, me, Katie. We were the only ones really covering like teen mom news and gossip. So like we were like the three. There was one more, Yasmin Woodland, and I don't know what's going on with her anymore. I don't really see her videos pop up anymore. But we were like the four that I would always hear about. Like, you and Katie are my favorite. I'm so glad you guys get along. So then I felt like it was like a duty of mine to try to get along with her, because so many of my people were also her people, and I didn't want to let my people down to be like, oh, you guys, I really don't like her. Behind the scenes, she's a mess. She's so mean. She's so rude. She's constantly trying to tell me what to do with my channel. She's always like snarky and rude and very condescending towards me. And we see now, like Katie always felt that I was beneath her. Like just Brett, you could say this too. A lot of the mods knew that Katie talked down on me a lot. Like, Leslie will never make it. She don't even have the right equipment. She's filming from her phone. She's never going to be successful. Like, that was the way that Katie talked about me behind the scenes, She even told one of her mods, or she told someone that I was a racist. For no reason at all. There was never anything that I ever said or did that led her to believe that. Just, Leslie's a racist. Yeah. She was always so, and she talked trash about you. I have screenshots of what she said. Leslie, this is her tutu. I really think what she does is just she projects everything that, like, the ways that she feels, and she says other people are that way. Her go-to. Like, I've never said not one thing that would make anybody believe that I was racist. But what happens? But look at the company her husband was signed for. Exactly. So yeah, I always think that it was just her projecting her crap. I have like 4 videos that I need to here's Kitty, you guys. She is so cute. The one thing about snow day is people in the South don't have proper snow clothing, Oh, I'm not done with my videos. I'm going to continue my series. I have several more videos. I just have to put everything together. You guys, I have so many Katie files. But this is Paris, my favorites. Katie, new video 41. Katie 408. Katie 80. Yeah, I have all these, like, there's like 400 things in one of them. Yeah, so I'm going to continue my series on this. We have jackets and hoodies. Exactly. So let me tell you guys what I went outside in when I went outside. I went outside in 3 pair of, my first pair of pants was something like this. Actually, it may have been these. I don't know if you guys can see it, but, just black stretch pants. So I had black stretch pants on top of some Nike gray sweatpants. And then on top of that, I had some black jogging pants. And then I put on some big fluffy socks that I pulled over my pants. And then I had just a gray t-shirt. And then a gray long sleeve. And then a black my black tallywhacker hoodie, and rubber boots. And I put my hair up and I put one of the face masks on, my hood on, and I went outside. That's how all of me and the kids, like, we literally just had to layer up in our hoodies and stuff because we don't have proper snow clothing. LB, if you ever want to talk to me about KJ, I'm over for it. Oh, thank you, just Briette. I probably, because I'm going to get as much as I can. I'm going to continue putting out my who had socks for mittens when you were poor. We are doing socks for mittens now. We're not poor. We just don't like, we never have mittens, like, so that's what me and my kids used. I didn't. I was tough and just used my hands. But all of my kids, I'm like, go grab some socks. The only thing good about these masks is it keeps your face warm. Yeah. Someone said they were new. Girl, my mama used to duct tape trash bags around our shoes. We actually done that for Kennedy when her leg was broke. When it snowed last time and her leg was broke, we actually first, Kaden went and got a bowl of snow and brought it in the house for her. And she made little tiny snowmen. But then she was like, she really wanted to go outside, you guys. And she had never seen snow before. So we actually put a trash bag over her leg. And then we put pants on over and socks and all kind of, and she was able to go outside and walk in it last time. And then this time she was actually able to get out there and throw snowballs and just have a good old time. I have a therapy off and on. I wish I could go to like counseling, especially like me and Sean. I think it would do us good because we still bicker a lot. Put rubber gloves under them to keep your hands dry. I have rubber gloves and I never thought of that. Yes, Tallywhacker was one of the, I have merchandise that say Tallywhacker on it because someone called us Tallywhackers a while back. In case Unipebble, and I would love to show he was wrong. Oh, I've actually already put all that information out there of why Unipebble was wrong, but it will come up in a future. I will show, like, I need the video where Unipebble or Uniweasel said that my channel went down for copyright. And I actually have like a still shot of the videos that he's showing. And I'm going to show that those videos did not get copyright strikes. Not a bad club to be in. I agree. She reminds me of my mother-in-law. Can't ever get behind that again. Boundaries are so important. I agree. I did not see your comment. Where is it? We are now flying monkeys. All of us? Everyone hates Florida right now. I don't know if you saw my DM on Instagram. Like, she was judging a lady who put glue in her hair. No, you guys, if you message me on Instagram, I rarely check those messages. I apologize. It's easier if you email me. I check my email more than anything. As long as channel's going down for copyright, apparently. What? No. Really? No way. Why? Is it down or did he just like down? Like, it is. I thought he had more subscribers than that. I'm confused. Okay, I will send you what I said. Okay, yeah, do that. All right. I'm so confused because, hold on. It's going down in 6 days. Are the strikes legit? Oh, you are my flying monkeys. Okay, that's fine. I live in Arizona. We are wimpy when it comes to cold weather. Same. If it's like 65 degrees, I'm cold. Our heat stopped working last night for just a minute. Our heat does that sometimes. It'll like not freeze up, but I don't know. And Sean will have to go cut everything off and flip the breaker and give it a minute. And, honestly, I don't have many friends. Plus, there aren't any co-pays right. Yeah, it's so, my thing is like, I don't try to turn y'all against people. Like, I've always told people, Watch and judge for yourself. Katie's like, don't go watch them. I remember when me and Katie was friends, she was like, don't watch Steve. And I'm like, but why? She said, just don't watch him. Just don't watch him. And the reason she didn't want me to watch him is because all the things that she had done to him, she knew were bad things. Like, do I agree with everything Steve? No. Do I like Steve? Not really. But the things that Katie done to Steve, like in the beginning, the harassing him on Twitter. Who pays your medical? Who pays your medical? Come on, Steve. Who pays your medical? You're frauding the government with your medical. That was uncalled for. That was not right. And then accusing him of sexually harassing her when it was just a comment that made her uncomfortable that wasn't even made to her. I don't know. I don't like that. So, okay. Why? Oh, that's why that's that. This is not Sloan's actual video. Okay. This one is, so did Sloan make a new one? Because this is actually Sloan. And then there is, I don't even see his channel. I see a new channel. But I don't see. How many people is on here right now? Let me go tell everybody that we're on a new one. I don't know if people are still here. It says, it says there's still some people over there. All right, so I don't see. I don't see his channel anymore, you guys. Do they take all three? Okay. Look at his Twitter. Like, I see a new channel, but if his channel goes down due to copyright strikes, they're going to take his new one down, unfortunately. And I hate that because I like Sloan. That's not, his new channel has 29,000 subscribers, and it's his actual name, Sloan. And it looks like he made it a month ago. And this is him. Hold on, let me try to do this. Okay, see, this is Sloan. Hold on. I don't want to get in trouble for copyright, so let me get that off there. But see, that was him. So that's a new channel. And this was uploaded January 18, 2021. And it's huge $100 thrift store haul. So this is something a little different. This is a new type of, I've never seen Sloan do like hauls or anything, which he normally does just like tea, right? But main YouTube channel is, yeah, okay, let me look him up at that one. That's, you see, you have to get 4. You have to get, no, not 4. You have to get 3 copyright strikes in 90 days. Right, okay. I think it has something to do with YouTuber Peaches and a dog. Sloan is still up. And so, is he talking about him going down or? How many YouTube? Yeah, he has 191,000 subscribers, which I don't think he's monetized, right? He's another YouTuber that like covers like reality. I don't even, it's just, he covers like, okay, my traumatic experience working at a Chick-fil-A, Britney Spears' cousin exposes her corrupt, exposing Drake Bell's dark past and trauma, Lovely Peaches getting her dog back, update on Britney's legal battle. This is all over the course of a week, stuff that he's uploaded. So somebody's in the kitchen. It's probably Sean. But he was taking a break. Sloan T and commentary. Sloan's account's still up. I don't see how she joked about that. I watched that video and it looked like she really was hurting her dog, which it ticked me off. Where's my sweet, sweet Sunny Bomb? Let me look at his Twitter. Oh, Twitter, Twitter. Saloon. Oh, that was not right. Twitter. All right. So here's his Twitter. Third strike is not okay. To be transparent, this is my third strike, so my channel will be deleted. 2 Dan Schneider's videos were struck by his team last month. I just hope in the future we can try to create an environment online where we can expose gross monsters in Hollywood without punishing the creator. Again, to be clear, for those who are just seeing this, the third strike is not from Dan's team. It is another creator who copyrighted my Drake Bell video. We have tried, We have tried resolving this earlier. Tagging for clarity. Don't send hate. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you guys see that? That is not, I don't, so what's he going to do? I'm not going to retract the claim, so I have lost. Thank you, guys. I lost. I'm just going to focus on other things. Oh, my goodness. That is sad. I like Sloan. Did you guys see this? Well, I don't know if I can get in trouble for playing this, but this was I saw this. Go watch it. It's an interview that Lindsay Lohan done with David Letterman where he was so rude to her, talking about, why are you going to rehab? And he's like, do you have a problem? And he's like, what are you going to focus on? She's like, I'm just trying to focus on the good stuff right now. And he was so rude to her. Anyways, I don't want to get in trouble here for that playing because I might. I know I enjoy Sloan too, so that sucks. It's so, you really got to be careful these days because anybody can copyright anything. Then you got to fight it. So he's saying he's not fighting it. He may have added too much of something in there that sucks. Others have been playing the interview with no issues. Have they? I don't want to get no strike. Maybe if I play the sound. Let's see.
Stay on the positive.
Oh, what?
Like aside from that side of the positive.
Yeah. All right. Do you have addiction problems?
Now you sound like Dr. Phil.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Is it like alcohol? Do you drink too much?
We've discussed this in the past.
Oh, did we really? When did we discuss?
Well, because
I'm the one who's having the blackouts. What
I'm just saying.
I ought to be in rehab. For the love of God. So now, when you go to the rehab, what do they do?
We're here for a movie.
We have to what?
Let's stay on the positive.
Oh, what?
Like aside from that side of the positive.
Yeah. All right. I have a list here of things that you've endured. Can I run down a few things?
Oh, can I see them first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks.
You can read them or not read them.
Okay.
Up here,
I thought you were going to be nice.
These are the appetizers up here. These are the main courses. There's your desserts down at the bottom. Those are the jokes.
Oh. And then what's this? You okay now? Are you?
I'm going to pause it just so I can add commentary. So hopefully, even if you don't have a channel, like some production company owns this. Whoever plays CBS, I think it's CBS, plays David Letterman, so they own all his content. So they could strike me. So I'm going to pause it and say something and then play it again.
You okay now? It feels like people should be helping you. Do you have money saved? Therapy? Ask yourself, why always in trouble? You can't make a joke of it.
That's so
mean.
It is mean to make a joke of her like going to rehab. I don't understand.
I'm not joking.
No, you're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Maybe one or two?
No, this is my show now.
She handled herself really well though, like the way my hair keeps bothering me, but the way she kept like a smile on her face pretty much the whole time, except right there at the end she started tearing up. But she was like, no, this is my show now. We're not going to do this.
So
Stop.
Yeah, she's tearing up a little bit. God bless you.
I love you
There you
too.
go.
You could hear her in her voice that she was like having a hard time though. She's like, I love you too. But he made her cry. It was so rude. I also seen one where he done that to Janet Jackson in regards to the Super Bowl thing years ago, where he like he kept bringing it up, and she was like, I don't want to talk about that. Like it was an accident. Like my boob was not supposed to flop out. And he's like, well, what was supposed to flop out? It was very just, Hey, why couldn't Amber Portwood go after KJ for those hidden cameras videos she blasted? She actually could. This is what someone told me, okay, that if Amber could prove that her money paid for the cameras in any way, whether it was to purchase them, her money paid to install them, that she could prove that she owned the footage, therefore she held the copyright to them, and that Katie violated copyright laws. Some, not all were hidden cameras. And really, okay, so the morning that Amber's mom went over there, he put a camera up in the living room. That was not there. You guys, if you go back and watch it, I don't recommend because you're going to give somebody more money. But in one of the videos where Amber's mom went over the next day, there was literally a camera sitting on like a table in the living room that was not there before. It was not there. So they was not aware of that. He had an app on his phone where he just hit a button and it started recording. So the incident in the car, there was an incident in the car where he recorded on his phone. Yeah, so the car recorded on the phone, other stuff in the house, and then he set something up on a table in the living room. Oh, thank you, Schizo. Thank you. But yeah, that was the only thing that she was unaware of. Everything else she was aware of. I think the Duggars could go after her for slander. I think they probably could too. Those videos were narrated, spiced, and choppy. I agree. While I think Amber has done crappy things in the past, and even still to this day, I feel like one of the things that she's mad at Gary and Christina over an incident regarding Leah, right? So something happened with Leah. Leah went to Christina. Christina helped Leah with it, and they told Amber about it a little bit later. Oh, it's okay, Melissa. Thank you. And she got mad. I don't know why I called you Schizo. I don't know why. Matt's one of our besties. You guys see, we all still get along with Matt. He's here. But yeah, I actually even thought about it a while back. I was like, should I go back and play the audios? And because Katie literally, when Katie played the audios, where she's like, see, you hear them running now. You hear them running. She's chasing him with a machete. There was no running. There was like moving around. But this was like after he had already shut the door. Like one thing that you can say is Amber did ask Andrew to get out. She did. She was like, get out, get out, get out. Just get out. And he went into the office, shut the door and slammed it. She's like, what are you doing? This is my house. You got to get out. And he was like, the IRS, they're coming at you. It ain't going to be your house for long. So like, but Katie narrated it in a different way, like Katie narrated it in a way to make it sound like she was literally chasing him with a machete. Like I never heard her chase him. Yeah, I never heard her chase him. She literally was saying, "Get out of here! Get out of here! Get out of my house! Get out! Get out of my house! Get out of my house!" And he was like, nope, I'm not getting out." So I think it was crappy. And I think it was narrated in a way to paint a certain picture, and it did paint. Everybody fell for it. I even fell for it. It took me like going back and really listening to it to be like, "Oh wow, babe, what are you cooking, babe? What are you cooking?"
I made those boxes that came with the kids for the kids.
Well, yeah. What about them?
Like those little blocks of cheese in there. I try to make a grilled cheese with it.
Did it work? It smells really good.
It's all right. I mean, it wasn't that good.
Oh, it smells good. Are we out of cheese?
Cheese doesn't melt. Yeah.
Oh, I'm hungry too.
No. We have American cheese, but I don't eat American cheese. I like cheddar.
Yeah.
Do you want me to make you a grilled cheese with American cheese?
If you want, you can. Thank you. Thank you, Matt. Be careful at that Waffle House. Don't be catching COVID or nothing. And just try to set her up on one. I feel bad for her at the time. I thought it made Amber look bad, but now I see it differently. She had just had a baby, and so many.
Can I get my charger?
Yeah, babe. We saw him on the show. What did I do? What did I do? No, sorry. You can turn my light back on. It should be plugged back in. Okay, there. So, okay. On the show.
I'm sorry. I'm trying a yellow light.
I don't know if I like the yellow light. You're hitting the wrong button, baby. Does this look better? You guys tell me.
Had you looking really white.
Oh, is it? Oh, I am. I'm like washed out. That probably looks better. Okay, so on the show, she's literally taking Andrew to therapy with her, and she's saying, like, "I'm not feeling well. Like, I feel just, and I think that's the bad thing about it. Amber has these issues that make her a mean person. Like, everybody's like, you can't blame it on her illness, but she has to be on her toes, like when it comes to taking care of herself. Her mental health has to be the absolute most important thing to her in her life. She has to stay on the right medication. She has to be going to therapy. She has to be doing everything, because if not, that illness is going to creep out and it could cause devastating effects, So he made a victim. Oh my goodness. And he recorded that at his, his victim impact statement said that he contemplated hopping off the flight of stairs, like jumping to get out of the house. So when you go back and you watch like the clip that Katie played, and you're like, well, at what point was he really contemplating jumping down the stairs when she's like, get out, get out, get out, and he isn't? And then he runs into the office and she's like, what are you doing? This is my house. You have to get out. And he's like, not anymore. The IRS is coming at you. So I'm like, when was he planning on jumping down the stairs? You know what I'm saying? So, like, while I think Amber does crappy things, I think the things that she's doing to Gary and Christina right now is crappy. I also think that Andrew set her up. That's just, I don't know. I mean, literally, I could be on my biggest crazy fit. And if I was to come at Sean with a machete, you want to know what he would do? He would yank that machete out of my hand, turn it around, and tap my ass on top of the head with it and be like, sit down. What do you think you're doing to me? I mean, at the time I bought it. I don't know why. I think I even listened to the story that Katie was telling. And I had also talked to Andrew as well. So I also was like feeling bad. Like, like, oh my God. Like, he was telling me stories that to this day I've never released because he never told me that I could. So I've always honored that. If I talk to some of these people and they tell me things, I do not release it unless they tell me that I can't, even if I want to. Like, I just can't. Trust me, there is stuff that people has given me that I'm like, I want to put this out. I want to put it out. But I'm like, they told me not to, so I can't. And I don't. But after really like seeing everything for what it is, I feel like he had every opportunity to get out of the house. You know how he said that he was going to get her gifts and food? Not once did we see him walk into the house with flowers, a balloon, a tiny box, a bag of food. Nothing. Nothing. Never. Like, you guys, like, but we all bought it. It was crazy. Like, I was even reporting. He went to get her food. And he comes back with food and she still acts this way. But he didn't, you know? I mean, my husband wasn't going to hurt my children. He was angry at the time. As someone that came from DV, I wouldn't hold my child while I was being attacked. He wasn't after the child. Yeah. I wouldn't hold my, no. Candy, yeah, she's pretty good. I'm going to eat my food now. Good to see you guys. Good to see you too, Matt. While we talk to Matt, obviously, we still talk to Matt. He's a really good friend of ours. He don't stop by nearly enough. He's still a mod for my other channel as well, though. But Matt needed a break from everything because he's got a busy life, you guys. I was out for money from the beginning, yeah. And he had a history of treating women like this. He did, and we all just like, Katie is one of the biggest people that wants to bring up somebody's history, but was totally washing away his history that he had. He literally like pretended to be like a delivery man one time so he could get into his ex-girlfriend's job where she had like a restraining order on him. I think that's how it went. I could be telling that story a little wrong. So if I am, I apologize. But yeah, there was like a whole situation where there was like two of his exes that got restraining orders. He pretended to be a delivery man to get in to see one of his exes. So it was just, yeah. And we just ignored it because we thought the story was different. Yeah. I still have it written down, saved. On my TV, you were buffering a few minutes ago, but not on my phone. No, your makeup looks pretty. Oh, thank you. She gave Andrew a huge fat. You know, I think it's easy to do that, though, because, like, I've talked to Andrew, Kale, Amber, several of these people. And when you're talking to them, it's easier to give them a pass. When I was talking to Andrew, I was, like, sharing stuff with him, you know, about stuff that's went on with me. Now, I obviously know what I know now. If I was to talk to him, I don't know. It's easy to forget that these are like real people. So when you talk to them, like me and Kale have texted back and forth a lot. And a lot of people don't like Kale. I like her. I don't agree with everything that she's done, but also, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I'll see her be like rude on the show or on social media. And I'm like, God, that was rude. But then the next time I talk to her, like I'm like, you know, because I don't know. It's easier to kind of put it aside when you're talking to the person. Do you have a business email or way to contact you for business? I would love to talk to you about a few things. Are you talking to me, Wildflower Gypsy? I do. Let me see. That's my email right there. If you want to reach out to me, that's the email that I use for, like, I put it on my channel in case people do want to reach out to me. Kale is from your hometown. Really? Yeah, I do like Kale from Teen Mom. But yeah, a lot of people's like, oh, I don't like her because she beat up Javi back in the day or because she beat up Chris, supposedly, you know, but I don't know. I mean, I know, and I don't like it either. But when I talk to her, I don't bring that up. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about something going on recently, or like if I hear something about her, I'll reach out to her and be like, hey, what's up with this? Like when people were saying that Javi was Creed's baby daddy, I'm like, hey girl, so a lot of people's out there saying that, Javi is Creed's dad. What you got to say to that? And she's like, if anybody wants to pay for a DNA test, I'll probably do one. I think it's bull crap, and I'm like, okay, yep, okay, Yeah, a lot people can say a lot about Kale, but let me tell you, I'm watching. I just went back and started watching Teen Mom again, and I'm seeing her. She got 2 jobs, and she's in college, so she can start doing it on her own. She was living with Joe at his parents' house, but she didn't want to be with Joe because she thought that it was a bad situation. She didn't want to continue living with Joe. Joe wants to move out and them get their own place. But she's like, I don't want to do that because I don't want to be arguing in front of our son. I think it's better for me to get my own place. And he's like, you can't do it. You're not going to be able to do it financially. There's no way. So while going to college, while working at I don't know, maybe like a Piggly Wiggly or something, she picks up another job. So people can say a lot about her, but she worked 2 jobs. She got her own place, and she didn't have help from hardly anybody. So, and she ended up going to college, and she's got her hair care. She's got her podcast. So she's worked hard. She's a very hard worker. Rather it's, a lot of people's like, oh, she works hard by being on TV. People think YouTube ain't hard, but let me tell you, it's hard. There's a lot of work that goes into it. It's not a Piggly Wiggly. It's the Wawa. She must have been working at a Wawa. Thank you, baby. You're the best. She worked at Giant. Oh, what is that? I'm sorry, I'm going to be eating, you guys. I've been asleep all day, so I haven't really eaten anything. Okay. We have Brookshire's. That's what we have. Our grocery stores are Walmart and Brookshire's. Good old grilled cheese. I love grilled cheese. Mm-hmm. I agree, Susan. I think Kale having the mom that she has is really what pushed her to be such a great mom. I'm sorry, Becca. I got hungry. Stephanie, let me tell you, I was scared. I called Amber once and hung up on her. I called her, and when she answered, I just freaked out and hung up. But Kale was super nice. I have text Caitlin and Tyler, no response. Macy, no response. Amber responded. Kale responded very nicely. Kale was just very nice in her response. I was like, hey, this is who I am, blah, 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 blah. And she even agreed to come on my channel. We talked for several weeks, on and off. Just I would hit her up about whatever, hey, this is going on, blah, 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 blah. And she would respond. I told her I had 6 kids. During her pregnancy with Creed, we really talked a good bit. She had some health issues with Creed concerning her cervix, I think it was. And she asked me if I knew anything about it. I was like, I don't. Always been very nice. She did make vague comments about me on her IG Live. Amber did. But Kale, I asked her if she would come on. She said yes. She said for me to make a list of questions and send them to her like manager or whatever. So I did. And then her manager told me that she was going to be busy for a while. So I was like, okay, whatever. But Kayla's always been really nice. John is like Martin's, but if you don't have that either, we don't have a Martin's. I was live one night and Kale went live on IG. And we were in the we were like, hey, say hey to so and so, say hey to Flossie, say hey to. We asked her to say hey to Matt's dog, Matt Byers' dog, and apparently that bothered Amber that we done that. So I ended up apologizing. She felt like I was like picking on her, so I was like, I'm sorry that I done that. I do not look like that when I'm eating grilled cheese.
How much longer are you gonna be on, babe?
Not much longer, baby. I'm getting tired. I normally don't either. Normally I'm like, I'm just kidding, but I'm a mess. Thank you, Shar. I bet Amber has a lot of mom guilt from going to jail. I have my mom guilt for all stuff. I do too. I mean, when I went to jail, it was not my fault. I didn't do anything wrong. But heck, I remember like being so sad that like I was going to have to talk to my kids about me going to jail. It was only for one night. You know, I'm addicted to dry Fruit Loops. Oh, I love dry Fruit Loops as well. I just like dry cereal in general. I actually prefer dry cereal probably over cereal with milk. I honestly think we got more. I think I'm not far from Alexandria, probably about an hour, but I think I would say we got more than 3 inches. I would think so. Mama went to jail for the night, boys. I felt so bad because we live in a small town where like everything matters. How much money you have, the way you dress, if you're on with the in crew, the out crew, if you hang out with the good people, you know, everything matters in this hometown. So my biggest thing was like my kids going back to school after the Christmas holiday and their friends and family knowing that I had gotten arrested for freaking drugs, for cocaine. You know what I'm saying? So that was like, I was so devastated. I have a kid in high school, a kid in middle school, kids in elementary. The first time I walked into the school after my arrest, I felt like everybody knew. I feel like everybody knew about my arrest, but nobody knew the truth about my arrest. So, like, I remember walking into school, I had to go check my boys out and just being like, I bet the secretaries all know. Like, I bet, like, they see me walking in, they're like, oh, there's LB that got arrested over the holiday for cocaine. You know, like, it was so embarrassing. I slept for my birthday. I would have fruited out. People talking You want to stand up. That's what I wanted to do. Like, I made a community post on my community tab, and I posted something on my Facebook. Katie grabbed both of those. And then someone advised me, like, hey, if you're fighting this, you need to take that down. And I was, but never said anything about it turning out to be chalk. She's not going to. Yes, Candy. That's not even a drug in my area. Like, when I called Sean from in jail, I was like, I'm in jail. He's like, for what? I was like, they said they found cocaine in my car. He's like, there's not even cocaine around here. I'm like, I know. Like, I mean, not that I didn't know, but so when I got out, I called a cousin of mine who is a cop in my area. And I told him what happened. He's like, our town has not seen cocaine in years. He was like, so I can't even believe that they would even. And then I told him how the drug test looked. I was like, so the roadside drug test was clear, all but like 2 specks. And he's like, that's not a positive. He was like, that's a negative. I mean, he's like, that's a negative. He was like, those 2 specks could have come from anything. Anything could, he said, but the whole liquid should have turned a solid color, you know? Pippi Longstocking. Thank you, Kay Cooper. But yeah, it was hard to stay quiet because all I wanted to do was say, because Katie's thing was like, one of Katie's thing was, oh, if they tested it on the road and it said it was positive, then it was positive. They tested it on the side of the road and it was negative, but they said it was positive. That's one of the biggest things in this. Like, they looked at a negative test and said that it was positive because it had 2 tiny little specks in it. So she's like, that's not how it works. If it's positive at that test, they send it to a lab to double check, but it's usually positive. But that's so not true. If you look up roadside drug tests, hold on. I'll actually do it right here. And I'll show you guys what it says. Once again, proving that Katie is an idiot and she does not know what she's ever talking about. 19th test tomorrow. I have to have a scope done. Oh, tilt your head back and curl your toes. I don't know. Let's see. Narco roadside. I don't think it's narco. No, what is this? Archie's. Searchy. That's what it's called. Searchy roadside drug test. Let me show you guys this. Okay, so all right, these let's see. Okay, here it is. How a $2 roadside drug test can send innocent people to jail. This is what they used on mine. Right? That's what they used. I don't know why all this stuff is popping up. And these things right here, these capsule things, they pop them so the whole thing filled up with the liquid in these, right? So it should have turned pink or blue, or pink with blue speckles, or top pink, bottom blue. But it was clear with 1 tiny pink speckle and I think 1 tiny blue speckle. There was 2 speckles. That's it. 2 tiny little speckles. And all this is articles about how this guy went to jail over a crumb on the floor. An officer believed the crumb was crack cocaine. They handcuffed this guy, or these two people, a man and wife, I think it was. They were on display during rush hour. Criminal suspects sweating through their clothes in 93-degree weather. Tried to explain that they had the wrong idea, at least about her. She had been dating Wilson for only a month. She implored him to admit that if there were drugs, they were his alone. Wilson shook his head. She shouted that there were not any drugs in her car, even as she insisted that she didn't know that Wilson had brought drugs, a box of BC powder. So yeah, and I'm sure it probably turned up positive. You guys go read this. It's a really good read. I read this all. This was the first thing that I read when I got out of jail. I looked up Searchy roadside drug test because that was the test that they, so here's where you can actually buy them. Oh, I don't think you can though, because I've actually tried to buy these before. I actually wanted to do an experiment on my channel by buying these, but you can you? It's going to ask for, if you can buy these, I actually want to buy it and do an experiment on my channel. I tried to buy them before, and you needed something. Why can't? Yeah, it wouldn't let me buy it last time, which it wasn't on here. I tried to buy it off a different website. Is it going to let me buy it? I'm going to come back and look at this because restricted to LEO. Yeah. Hazmat shipping charge. So special considerations. So you probably can't get it. I tried to buy it before and it wouldn't let me. When I talked to the cousin of mine, I was like, I want to buy these. I want to do an experiment on my channel. He was like, you can't. He was like, you have to have like I don't know, like a badge number maybe. I'm not really sure. So here they are again. These are different drugs you can test for. And it's so crazy because the one that they got for me was cocaine. I guess they have all of these in their car, and I guess it was chalk, so it looked like cocaine, right? This is for CBD. There's also videos on, there's videos on YouTube where they have tested stuff. The truth behind the new police tool for confronting fentanyl menace. I don't know what any of this is, but yeah. A lot of these reads are actually talking about how they come up with the wrong results. Woman sues after spending 3 months in jail for possession of cotton candy that police thought was meth. And mind you, this was also tested with a the NARC-2 test has a history of false positive results. See that right there? Hold on. In 2016, a ProPublica investigation revealed that low-cost roadside drug test kits routinely produce false positives that have sent thousands of people to jail nationwide. The report noted that the Justice Department issued guidelines in 2000 calling for a test kit package to carry warning labels, including a statement that the kit user should receive appropriate training and should be taught that the test may give false positives and false negative results. ProPublica reported that as of 2016, 3 of the largest manufacturers, including Searchy, had not printed the warning on their test, and the labs rarely notify officers when a result is later proven false. Therefore, many law enforcement departments believe the system works better than it really does. Following the report, Houston police stopped using these tests. I've said that before, that a lot of people no longer use them, or if they do use them, they do not send people to jail. They'll write them a ticket where they have to come back to court. And by the time they come back to court, the results came in from a lab. Fincher's suit argues that blue food coloring in the cotton candy may have caused the false positive result when no drugs were present. Deputies Maples and Henderson were not trained in performing the NARC-2 test or in identifying street drugs. So, yeah, all of these articles, when you look this up, prosecutors have the power to stop. And this is what I want to do after I can. When I have the ability to do this, I want to stop our town from using these, because it really does. I now have an arrest on my record. Like, I have an arrest on my record. That's just what it is. It's not going to go away. I have to pay for it to go away. You know. So. But yeah. Katie, I actually have a clip of Katie. Let me see if I can. Do I have this on my channel? Let me see if I actually have it on my channel, because if I do, I'll play it for you guys. Where Katie actually says, like, that's not how it works. Where is it? Yeah, I have the video where she's literally like, that's not how it works. If you're arrested, and they test that. Where's that video? I'll find it and I'll let you guys listen to it. And then we're probably going to call it a night, because I am so tired. I was told that I had to be completely asleep, which I'm afraid. What is this?
So she just claimed there that I'm abusing her, which I'm not. I promise you I'm not abusing her. I've never. Last thing. One of you don't ask is a liar. I would rather be unpopular for my opinions than lie about anything. So, next question. I assume you have a little problem with alcohol. Since I just covered the same question with drugs, I will address it with alcohol. I can't even tell you how far from the truth this is.
This is a different one, but I have so much stuff from back then. Where is that video where she's talking about my arrest?
Drug addict, Haley. Go back to hanging out with Carly. Are you and Carly best friends? Or are you best friends with Leslie, who likes to accuse me of being a drug addict? Please?
I've never called Katie
Maybe
a drug
you're best
addict.
friends with Leslie Bass.
I've never called Katie a drug addict, ever.
Happy New Year! Well, dude, it's like Leslie Bass and her freaking, like, friends. They're always like, you're such a drug addict.
I've never said
That's
that.
cute, Leslie. The irony is, if I ever accused someone of being a drug addict, y'all would be up my ass about it.
But she
Katie
has.
accused someone of being a drug addict, but Leslie can be like, put it all over your face, Katie.
That was
That's
a
where your
joke.
drugs are supposed to go.
That's not what I said.
This girl's crazy. Okay.
What I said, and literally what she's talking about had happened like 4 hours before that. Someone posted a video of Katie applying powder to her face. And you guys, if you have not seen this video on Twitter, it's crazy. Katie dips her brush in powder and like sticks it on her face. And I'm talking about powder goes everywhere. There was so much powder. It goes all over her shirt. Her black shirt is now white due to powder, like going everywhere. And so as a joke, and because Katie has called me a drug addict in the past, she literally has called me a drug addict in the past. I made a joke and said, it's supposed to go up your nose, not on your face. LOL. It was a joke. But I've never called Katie a drug addict. That was literally a joke. And what I have said is that you're not supposed to drink alcohol when taking Adderall. That's not calling someone a drug addict. But where's that video where she literally called me a drug addict?
About anyone. I would hate to live in a society where you can't even acknowledge.
Let me find it because I have it. I just have so much stuff. Hold on. You guys can see that, huh? My birthday party has turned into a let's talk about Katie. I don't know, it always does. Can you guys see it? Let me turn the. Okay, so. I don't drink. Yes, I have a bunch of videos or pictures of Katie drinking alcohol. I do. And the reason why is because in my quest to prove that she's a liar, I actually have clips of her saying, I don't drink alcohol. That's why our neighbors don't like us. It's because we don't drink alcohol. She clearly drinks alcohol. Let's see. Where is it? Where is the video where she literally, what was she looking like? Because she was like, that's not how it works, Leslie. I don't know if you clients that have turned their lives around and were able to get expunged. I'm working on getting it taken care of in a way where I don't have to pay for it. Because I literally like called up there and was like, how, like, is this on my record? They're like, yeah. I'm like, I need to get it off. And they're like, you have to pay for it.
Call me a crappy journalist. You have sought out every single person that has ever had a problem with me and put them on your platform, whether it's true or not. Like Brittany.
She's talking about Steve there.
I didn't have a single problem with anyone until the stuff happened with SM and LB. I never had problems with anyone.
So here, I'm going to use this in a future series. She says, I never have a problem with anyone until the stuff with SM and LB, which is not true because she actually, Jilly Juice, tried to sue her. There's a guy that she shut his whole channel down. So yeah, so there was more people she had problems with.
Never once.
What was the guy's name?
Next question.
I don't remember the guy's name, but I have screenshots of it. Jilly Juice literally tried to sue her, but it got thrown out. Let's see, where is it? Where is the video? I have so much stuff, you guys. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but this is something that her husband. This is why people say that they're like devil worshippers. I'm going to show you guys. Oh, what did I just do? Let me just go to videos. Look at this. She's drinking alcohol.
And Leslie now is probably super embarrassed and doesn't know what to believe and probably feels like a fool and probably feels like no one will listen to her or believe her. Because all I did from the beginning was try to help her, but she was so brainwashed, you guys. You have no idea.
I think we all have seen what Katie done from the beginning. Katie literally likes to tell her people, like, all I ever tried to do from the beginning was be friends with Katie. The whole reason I ever had an interaction with Katie was because Katie attacked me, not because she was trying to be my friend.
Like, I knew that Steve and Kim were in her heads, and I knew Matt was in her head.
Matt who? Buyer? I didn't listen to
I might
nothing
be
he
more
said.
kind than she deserves, but I also know what it's like to have someone prey on you when you're going through shit. And if she was going, so she goes through the tragedy with Abe, and then she goes through this arrest where she's got stuff on her. And if she has stuff on her and she's using, that's also going to not have her in the right headspace, right? So there's a lot of factors at play here. Matt's also an addict, and Matt was using as well.
I don't know what Matt being an addict or using has anything to do with, like, that Katie likes to try to do all this stuff to where Leslie was listening to Kim and Steve, and I wasn't listening to anyone, but like I knew what she'd done to certain people too. Like I said, I don't like Steve. But when I first watched him and I seen what she done, like how she literally was all about his medical. Who pays for your medical? Who pays for? She literally had 25 tweets about his medical. Who pays for your medical? You're scamming. You're scamming. You're scamming. And then she said that he sexually harassed her. When come to find out, it was just a comment that he made that made her uncomfortable. Whatever. I thought that was not okay. So she likes to twist things like, oh, all these people were in her head. No, Katie, I just didn't like you because of you. Because of you. Not because of everybody else. I thought you done crappy things to everybody else, but I did not like you because of you. Let's see, where is it?
Like, I have a chip in my car because they were throwing rocks at my car. They threw rocks at my baby when he was a baby. But we're just sort of like, whatever. We just want to keep.
When someone glosses over something like super fast, like if somebody tells you something, but they go over it super fast, I think it's because they're lying. So she's like, I have a chip in my car from them throwing rocks at my car. They threw rocks at my kid. But that's just, and she's just super fast, like goes right over it. I don't think for a second her neighbors if an adult threw rocks at your child, what would you guys do? Are you guys going to talk about it on a stream? If my neighbors threw a rock at my kid, especially my kid that was a little baby, and I'm beating I will go to jail then. She glossed over it so quick, though. Listen, like.
But we're just sort of like, whatever. They threw rocks at my baby when he was a baby, But we're just sort of like, whatever. We just want to keep the peace.
Keep the peace when you throw rocks at my baby?
Look at it, Bailey.
No, I don't think so.
Discord. I don't know. Like, I've been in there.
You just don't.
Where is it? Where is that video?
About. Is he asleep?
I spent 10 hours in that room.
Time. Shh. She definitely would call the cops.
Before I take legal action with the.
She definitely would have called the cops. Here's another thing.
Before I take legal action with the.
Hold on. This is where.
I didn't make 4 specific videos about that topic, so it might have been something else I covered. And it says, please be advised, it is possible the copyright owner will approach you directly to request removal or take down action. And then please note that the complainant's physical address and phone numbers have been redacted from the copyright infringement notification below. The information will only be shared if you intend to do a lawsuit against them. So she tried to take down 4 of my videos through copyright. Now, if you're not familiar with the copyright system, 3 strikes and you're out.
You're out.
Had she been able to successfully remove this, my channel.
Here's where Katie literally debunks her claim that I got 3 copyright strikes herself. Her and Uni has debunked it in the past, and people haven't really caught on to it, but I always catch it every time. Okay, so here someone struck Katie's channel 4 times, or they tried to. They tried to strike her 4 times. So here she's saying they tried to strike my channel 4 times, and if you're familiar with the copyright system, 3 strikes and you're out. Just like Sloan, if you get 3 copyright strikes, you're out. So this whole story that her and Uni was saying, like, oh, Leslie received 3 copyright strikes. That's why she's got a 90-day ban on her. That's not what it was. And clearly, Katie tells you here that 3, you're out. Not a 90-day ban.
Would have been terminated.
That big gulp. Let's see. Where is the video? All this will be in my
Able to even look at reality at this point.
This is it.
That honestly, there's no getting through to them.
I think this is
I was
it.
speaking to one person tonight, and they didn't even want to acknowledge the fact that there's a true arrest for Leslie, literally on the books. Or an arrest that literally happened, where she is charged with real crimes. And when I shared a post of Leslie's, they wanted to act like I was lying, that Leslie didn't write this, when everyone knows that she posted it on her channel community page and then she deleted it. It's like, if it doesn't suit their narrative, they don't want to know about it. And I'm not here to push a narrative. I'm here to know the truth. So anyone that wants to come forward, if they have an agenda, I don't play with agendas. So if you want me to clear Leslie, that's not going to work, because if Leslie has dirty hands, there's nothing to clear. If you want me to clear your name, if your hands are dirty, then I'm not going to clear your name. I mean, you can't, I don't give a shit whose side you are on. Like,
I don't know any YouTuber that's begging Katie, clear my hands. Katie, you are the almighty YouTuber. Please clear my name, Katie. She literally has such a big head. She sounds like she thinks she is somebody. If you want me to clear someone, I'm not doing it if they got dirty hands. Your hands are dirty.
yeah, I mean, more than anything, with this continued behavior, all you're really doing is proving that you guys are lying, you guys are conniving, you guys are sketchy, you guys are acting like trolls, you guys are acting like children. And hey, Carissa Exposed, if I find this Instagram on your channel, I'm gonna strike it.
Look where it is.
Stop doing my Instagram lives on your channel.
Look where I
with no
found it.
commentary.
Can you guys see it?
Just quit. Like,
It was on Chris's channel. Krista had it anyways. It's so funny. Where is the video? I'm gonna have to get off in a minute because I'm tired. You about to take a bath, baby?
No,
I thought I heard water running.
no, I'm waiting on you to come to bed.
I'm about to. I was just looking for that video that I cannot
I'm
find.
tired.
I don't think I've ever shown you guys this. Okay, so this is for Christmas, a couple Christmases back. This is when Flossie got the painting of Abe in heaven running around and playing. It was so sweet. Let's see. And my Bobby was sitting beside him, Flossie. And Bobby goes, Abe can't see or walk. It was so funny. It's snowing, baby.
Yeah, it's still snowing. Go back to sleep.
I need pee.
Go pee. Come on. I'll take you in there. Why are you throwing a fit? Because you got a pee? What's wrong with you?
What's the matter?
I'm mad because you got a pee?
One of the kids woke up. So I can't find. I know I have it, but it's literally, she's so smug. She is so smug in this video talking about how
What video are you watching?
Katie, I'm trying to find the one where Katie was like,
Probably deleted.
no, I have it. Where she's like, if they test it on the side of the road and it's positive, it's positive. It's always positive. The only time it may be like they'll send it off, but if it's positive on the side of the road, it's positive.
Yeah, she knows that.
And she's so, and like, I have to find it because that's one of the things that I also want to put in one of my series to show like how wrong she is.
You know, she's a journalist and she does makeup better than
Tiny Westbrook.
And she knows everything. She's a professional everything.
Professional everything.
You know, she knows about medicine. She's a doctor. You know, she tells people what to do with their kids. She knows about vaccines. You know, she knows better than everybody else.
Everything. She knows better. She has anything that like could happen to someone has happened to her. If you've been in a wreck, she's been in a wreck as well.
No. Everything that's happened to someone has happened to her 10 times worse.
10 times, that's what I'm going to say. If you was shot with a BB, she was shot with an AK-47, and it actually took half her face off, but through reconstructive surgery, thank goodness, her face is back and all is well. She's a one-upper. Exactly. She is a one-upper. If she reads a story about a rape that happened, like hers is worse. She also likes to tell people that I laughed about her rape. As a victim, I would never laugh at anybody's rape. What I can say is that I have questioned it. And that's not a bad thing to question somebody. She questioned whether or not a 9-year-old was an actual rape victim. So me question whether or not a 40-something-year-old woman is telling the truth about what happened to her. She put it out there. So when you put events of your life out there, people can question it. You know, if you're a grown woman and you put it out there, and she did. So I don't necessarily believe that things happened the way that they did.
The way she said it.
The way that she said they've happened. I've never laughed about her being a rape victim, though, ever. Yeah, Sophie, she questioned her on whether or not she was really a rape victim. So it's like.
I mean, her story doesn't really, I don't know.
I do know that someone that supposedly knows the family had said that it was a case of like she wanted to be with this guy and it was just a one-night stand. So after the one-night stand, these allegations were made. I don't know if that's true, but with what I know about Katie, and here's the thing, if I'm wrong and Katie really went through that, I would feel like a crappy person. But because all the stuff that Katie has said, and we've learned that it was so different, then I question things. The police even questioned her story. Yes, the police questioned her story. Someone that knew the family actually got on like Twitter and was like, Katie, you know that's not what happened. Nick did not rape you. And in her police report, she even said that when she got up, he had left and he didn't even leave his number or anything. Why would you want the man that raped you to leave his phone number?
Yeah. Is that normal for
Hell no.
Rape somebody, sleep in the bed with them, and then get up in the morning and leave their phone number?
Yeah, and wonder where why didn't he leave his number? No.
It's crazy. That's insane. That is on a whole nother level. I didn't realize that she said that. I didn't know. We talked about that.
Yeah, we've talked about it because with my experience with what happened with me, I never wanted to see the guy again. Like I could care less about his number was not a thought in my mind. Like, oh, did I get his number? Hell no. Did he leave it?
Yeah.
No.
That was in the story where she was telling about how he pretty much raped her. In that story, she was like, and I woke up the next day, he didn't even leave his number.
Yeah, in her report, that's why the cops were like, well, there was a few things that led the cops to be like, and she said that there was like no drinking or something. but then the cops found alcohol, like, because they like went or whatever, or she brought the beer. I don't know. It was a lot of stuff that like she said didn't. I don't know. A lot of stuff that the story changed. So yeah, I've questioned her story that it be exactly how she says that it is. That doesn't make me a bad person. I've never once laughed about her rape because I don't believe it, to be quite honest. And I've never once picked on her son, and I've never called her a drug addict. I say that she should not mix her Adderall and her alcohol. I say I don't necessarily believe that the events of the rape happened the way that she said that they happened. And yeah, I've never made jokes about her son. I have said that it's crazy how she said he was autistic, but then wrote a piece back in 2017 about him being misdiagnosed with autism. And then her explanation in that, when it got brought up, because a lot of people started bringing it up about, Katie, what about this article you wrote about your son being misdiagnosed with autism? She said her explanation was he was misdiagnosed, but he was getting certain treatments that he needed for everything that he does have. And they decided not to mess with his diagnoses because he would have to get like re-qualified for the medicines and the therapy and the stuff that he needs. So therefore they just left the diagnoses. Well, if they just left that there, but he's not that, then you cannot get on streams talking about him being autistic because you know really he's not. You know? Like I said, I reached out to her after her rape story and she completely ignored me until I called her out on it. Yeah, you know, and you would think if I share a story like that with you guys and you reach out to me, the only way you may be ignored is if I don't see it. If I don't see it, you know, but if you come at me and say, hey, I reached out to you about that, I'm just like, oh, thank you. I'm so sorry I didn't see it. I'll go look for it. And then he slipped something in her drink back during the Me Too movement. She said yep, that is so true. I actually have screenshots of that. So back in the Me Too movement, Katie said that someone had kissed her and she was not wanting the kiss. And that was her Me Too moment, that she had been kissed before unwillingly, but she never mentions a rape. This was back in the Me Too movement. She literally tweets about her Me Too experience was having a guy kiss her when or something like that. I have all this. I have all of it. I have all these pictures of her, like these contradicting things that she says. That for the longest, I wasn't going to deal with Katie. I was just, whatever. Bye, Katie, whatever. But she likes to keep on and keep on and keep on with people. So finally, I made the decision. Okay, I'll fight back. I will fight back. Let's see, where is it? Oh, this is where she let her dog eat the Bible. Where is it? That was something that really bothered me.
Okay, so I just had the best time.
Yeah. Sure you did. Sure. Where was it? Oh, there's the first thing that she put up. Where is it?
Before I take legal action with.
I think here it is. Where is it?
Clearly seem to have problems with drugs. Shit about you and you know it's not true. Maybe it's how they feel about themselves. I had a lot of people call me a drug addict, but those same people clearly seem to have problems with drugs.
She's talking about me.
I had a lot of people make accusations about my using my prescription drugs for ADHD as though I'm abusing them, when they themselves are smoking weed while they're on live streams, or, you know, getting caught with, level 2, possession of level 2 narcotics while running from police. I think sometimes people that are miserable have to put other people down.
I agree.
And I just won't do that. And I'm not going to do that. I will like banter back and forth. And if other channels are going to get, you know, snarky and mean and rude, I'll banter. Sure. Why not? I got no problems with that. None. But it's gotten to a point now that it's comical what is being put out. So in 2020, my heart is going to know that I am a good person. I am not a liar. I am totally transparent with you guys. Absolutely nothing any of these people can say can hurt me. They can't hurt you. They can't hurt us, because you know what? You know what I've learned? Hurt people hurt people. People that are hurting, like, want to hurt other people.
And I think that's why she's constantly
level
hurting
2
people.
narcotic is a prescription drug. It's a controlled substance that is in one of 2 classes. It's either an opiate, so like fentanyl, hydrocodone, Oxycontin, all of those classes of opiates. And then amphetamines, like all the different drugs that are used for ADHD. And one other thing, not benzos. Benzos are a Schedule 4, actually. So, Percocet, Vicodin, methadone, fentanyl, not meth. Meth is actually it would be a Schedule 1. Morphine, heroin is a 1. So a street drug that has the same effect would be something that has no medicinal properties. So heroin is actually a Schedule 1.
She does know a lot about it.
So, and in the United States, Dilaudid. So, and who knows, these people aren't thinking clearly. And I think, like, no matter what, like, I'm not gonna bash someone who might be struggling with an addiction or that kind of stuff. But I will say that, when people are struggling with addictions, a lot of things are done that they maybe when they're sober would not be proud of, would not be consistent with their behavior, would not be how they would typically behave if they were sober. It can impair their ability to make good decisions.
I agree.
Being a good parent, surrounding yourself with the right people. And I just want to say one thing is that I wanted so badly to help her channel, and I wanted to help her grow because, you guys, when I talk to her, she has a humongous heart.
I just want to say, she said, I want it so bad to help our channel. Let me tell you something. Katie asked me to come on her channel all the time. First off, I did go on her channel several times. And then there were times she asked me to go that I couldn't. But never once did she even offer to come to my channel. Never once. I don't know if I would have had her on. There was a big part of me that didn't want to have her on. I didn't want to go on a lot of the times that I did. I just done it because I thought it would be for the best. But so I don't know how she was going to help me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
When she's sweet, she is sweet. But, it was hard because I didn't know what was going on. I wasn't sure, but she wasn't listening. And I told her that the people that she was surrounding herself with were not good people and didn't have her best interests in mind and that were going to hurt her. And, like, if someone doesn't want to hear that, you can't.
I just wouldn't agree with
Even
it.
if
I just wouldn't agree with her.
you mean the best and you want the best for people, if they don't want to hear it, you can't make them hear it.
Thanks for watching.
I don't know what happened. Yeah. Addiction is an illness. When someone is using, they are sick.
It's Jurassic Quest, dude. We're back. But you know what? We're not going to do the same thing.
Yeah, it's.
I've got a huge surprise for you. What? Let's go over here.
But the thing that I think is really crazy in all of this is that for months and months and months, everything from my past has been used against me.
Not from me, though.
Unverified screenshots were used to destroy me.
I didn't put those out.
Accusations that I took a channel down were used to destroy me. But then when we actually have factual evidence of a real arrest, a very real arrest that happened on, I believe, December 28th, where Leslie was arrested for, she was pulled over for a lane change issue, and then she fled from cops, and then she was, they found.
It's so just like hearing her say she was pulled over for a lane change issue. What's crazy is like I didn't even know that that's why I was pulled over until I got the paperwork at jail. Like I never knew why they pulled me over. They did not tell me. I get to jail and I'm like signing my paperwork and it's like, oh, this is old. I'm sorry, this is old. I was actually trying to find a particular video and this is all I could find. But I think it is in this video. I just think it's sometime later on. That she's talking about that if it's a positive, it's a positive. But yeah, it's so just hearing her say they pulled her over for a lane change issue when like I didn't even know that. Which whatever.
Drugs on her.
I
But
didn't have drugs.
when
I did not have
we
drugs.
want to ask questions or when we want answers because of a fundraiser that was held under false pretenses and now people are asking, did the money buy drugs? Was that money used for drugs? Are you guys in your financial position because of drugs?
No.
And if that's the case.
It's so wild. Like, I don't know how far her head is stuck up her butt, but like my husband was unemployed literally for a whole year, pretty much. Our financial situation, we have 6 kids. We managed to steal. Our kids never went without. Our best bet was to file for bankruptcy. If we were on drugs as well, we would be literally living with my in-laws. There would be no way we could even afford to take care of our kids and them go to school and for them to have nice clothes and shoes. Like, no.
Oh no! Wow.
Oh, this is Krista exposed. This is her video.
Wow.
Sorry, Krista.
You blamed Katie for your drugs? Is that what you're saying?
I never
and when
blamed Katie.
people want to ask those questions, they say we don't want to talk about it. And the troll army says we need to respect this. And they're not allowing the people that have a brain to even ask questions. Instead, they're just blocking them. And that's not fair. You can't block someone's out who has a question, especially when that person who is now considered a public figure. I hate to tell you, Leslie, but you are a public figure. You put your life out on YouTube. Where is Daisy Mae? She was calling my son names. I need to get rid of her. Where is she? Okay, she's gone.
Thank you, Shaw.
So when you put your life out there and you criticize other people, you open yourself up to criticism. And it's okay for you guys to criticize me. If you don't like what I'm wearing, you don't think I'm cool, I'm totally fine with that.
No, you're not.
There's lots of channels that have a lot to say about me. They think I steal shit. I don't. They think I do things I don't do, whatever. Anyone can feel whatever they want about me. My personality isn't going to be for everyone. But I can't expect everyone to like me. And if you are on your channel criticizing someone's parenting and accusing them of abusing their Adderall and drinking, and then you get arrested with drugs, people are going to sniff that hypocrisy out and they're going to ask questions, right?
The hypocrisy out.
And so
right.
not being able to ask questions is a problem.
I
And
agree.
so when I was in the situation, you guys asked me questions and I answered them, right?
What
Except for when
situation?
the things were fake. And then I couldn't defend myself and you didn't want to hear it. But now when people want to know about the arrest, we need to respect the privacy and not assassinate her character. But I've had
The thing was, is I couldn't answer the questions. I literally had just been arrested. I was going to fight it. I was going to have to hire an attorney. I couldn't. Like, and I still could not use my channel, like, as far as like going live or anything. So no, like, I wasn't going to answer questions right then. I just couldn't. And she knew that. She knew I couldn't answer any questions.
Character assassinated over false allegations, and they're still going. Do you see the hypocrisy here? They want to say that I'm evil when the reality is, as long as it suits them and benefits them, you can't talk about it. You can talk about it. But when
What's crazy too is I asked that everyone stop talking about the screenshots as well. Like, as soon as like people started questioning the authenticity of them, and like me, I really started thinking like, oh man, we don't know for sure if she said it. I thought that she did. I don't know if she did or she didn't. You guys, so many things have went back and forth over those screenshots. I don't know. I actually did say, let's stop talking about the screenshots. Everybody stop talking about the screenshots. Then she done a live stream where she's like, and Leslie, now she doesn't want people to talk about the screenshots. So she was not happy either way. Did you get the motion of discovery from your arrest? If you say someone called in or a tip, whatever lead. We're working on everything right now. We're working on a whole lawsuit. And as soon as I can talk about that, I will. But let's finish listening to what you got to say.
And it doesn't.
Once that's done and over with, you guys, I don't know how that'll end. I don't know if they'll just want to settle. I don't know if we'll have to go to court with this. But when it ends and I can tell you guys everything that happened and I can share all the documents with you guys of everything that's going to happen in the future, I'll do that as long as I can.
It's not favorable for them. When it's not favorable to them, then they don't want to talk about it.
I couldn't. She's so stupid.
So, I know you guys are saying these people are not worth your wood. I'm not worried about them. You have to understand, I'm not worried about these people. I'm literally not worried about them. I'm not worried about them. But when you start dragging other people and you start lobbying really serious allegations against people for,
like you've been a drug addict,
shutting down a channel, which is essentially like theft.
Thank you so much, Courtney.
Creating screenshots and doing this kind of shit. But then you yourself get into trouble for, running from cops and having drugs. It's fair game for people to criticize that behavior, especially if you've had a history of.
The thing was like, I did not put those screenshots out. Like, yes, they were brought to me on the day that A passed away. Yes, I was like, oh my God, like someday everybody needs to see that she said this, as long as Flossie's okay with that. Like, Flossie has to know about this first at some point. This cannot go out until Flossie sees about it. And I can't even tell Flossie about this until way later on. I don't even know when I'll be able to, for sure after the funeral. But like, those screenshots were released because someone else decided to release them, not me. So like, she can't even put that on me, but she did. She always put that on me.
Saying I don't have any bad problems. Katie has a problem with Adderall. Katie
I never
drinks. But then you're the one that's caught.
And I don't know where she has this proof of me saying Katie has a problem with Adderall. All I've ever said is Katie takes Adderall and she drinks, and you're not supposed to mix them. So I've never said she was an addict. Maybe privately in a group chat with my friends, maybe I've said that's abusing your medicine. Maybe she has that. I don't know, but I've never publicly called her a drug addict like she has me many times.
With drugs that are not yours.
Yes, Tutu. Yes.
Yes. On December 28th, she was arrested
Oh, thank you,
in
Elliot.
Louisiana.
I love that.
I don't know why people saying this is beneath me.
I need that.
I'm like not here to say like everyone makes, of course everyone makes mistakes, but also people, they've got people still fighting this fight. You know, you've got Ding Dong Joe on her channel saying, you know, I talk about Leslie's stuff, but we can still talk about Katie's son.
This is from after my arrest, but I do want to say I never. Joe was a grown woman. Joe is older than me. I never told Joe, yes, go on your live stream and talk about Katie's son. Though there was one thing that we did discuss that Joe was going to put out, and that was the article that Katie wrote saying that her son was misdiagnosed. And I do feel that people needed to know that. Katie was on live streams every day saying her son was autistic. I have a son on the spectrum. When you have a son on the spectrum and then you see that someone keeps saying, I have a son that's autistic, I have a son that's autistic, I have a son that's autistic, and then you see this article that they wrote years prior saying that their son was misdiagnosed with autism, then it kind of makes you feel a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? Right. It has to be certain colors. There's been like we're dealing with this situation, like things have changed in the situation with the arrest or whatever, and I can talk about the things that I've already talked about, but like going forward, I can't talk about anything new happening other than the fact that we are suing. And as soon as like and I can, as soon as I can talk about it, I'll let you guys know. Here's the little bee. How did you guys get that? Is it in the thing? But yeah, as soon as like when this is all said and done with, I want to talk about it all.
You shouldn't harass her. You shouldn't like make her feel bad. You shouldn't like send her hate messages. But I think it's really, really, really.
Yes.
Uni didn't tell me not to talk about it. I just talked to Uni today. I literally just talked to him today, and he never once said don't talk about it. So Ding Dong Joe needs to find a hobby, stop smoking weed. Hey Joe, newsflash, it is actually against YouTube terms of service to smoke weed on camera. And if you do while you're live streaming, you can lose your channel. You cannot promote drugs.
While I don't like Joe, I do have to say that Joe was not smoking weed. Joe is from like somewhere overseas. She's Welsh or something. And it was not, she smoked Rolly cigarettes. That's what Joe smoked. And Katie was so dumb that she did not know the difference. So, yeah, she was not. Because I do have that article. I actually have like screenshots of the actual article. I will send them to myself and then show them to you guys. I know Katie's going to get wind of this. Leslie's whole birthday live was about you, Katie. Sorry. Where is it? But yes, the article was written, I think, December 2017. I just saw it a while ago. All right, let's see. It's in one of my other Katie folders because I have so many. So many. Let's see. Let me email this to myself and then I'll show you guys. I was going to say LB has a wonderful group here. Yes, our people are awesomes. Awesome sauce. We are the best group yet. Pears is like, shut up.
Please. Because she's disturbing.
She's gonna be so mad that she was talking on the live stream. We are warm. Let's see. All right, let's see. All right, let me get this up for you guys. What was that? Did you guys hear that? Oh, let me put this up there. Okay. Do you guys see that? December 26, 2017 by Katie Joy. When my son's life-threatening disease was misdiagnosed as autism. I don't know if you can still find it out there, but it's there. I cannot believe what I was reading. My son was not autistic at all. Hydrocephalus was not only causing his health to decline slowly, but it had also impaired his brain so much that he had been diagnosed with autism by mistake. So, like, that was her, me bringing that up. It was already out there. Everybody was talking about it because my link looks different than your link. Let me see. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody had heard about it and they were talking about it. So yeah, I had talked about it and she turned it into me once again talking badly about her son. I was not. She has a cute little boy. I think he's an awesome little boy. I see him in the live streams and he looks like such a cute little boy. You know, should we just not ever talk about when someone lies about something like that? As a mom to a child on the spectrum, should I not be bothered? Let me grab the link. Yay. I know there's a way to grab this link. Membership. Come on. Where is... You know what? Maybe I can find it here. Oh my God, it is 2 o'clock. Holy moly, it is 2 o'clock. I'm going to get off, you guys. I don't even have I have my Patreon link. I got to find all these links, you guys. I'm so sorry. I've had so much fun with you guys tonight. It is no longer my birthday. Not anymore. But it was. And I appreciate all you guys for hanging out with me. I'm going to be so exhausted tomorrow. But I have videos that I need to edit and upload. I thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, for the super chats, for the PayPal donations. You guys are the best. Yes, send them to me, Candy, so I can put them, so I can have them as well. And so I can put them under all my videos. PJ Potty. I got to go to bed. Sean's been waiting on me. And I'm like, why? Like, it's still early. But it's not. It is 2 o'clock. Oh, my Lordy mercy. I am 34. 34, you guys. That's how old I am. Okay. Yeah. Thank you all for hanging out with me. I'll be doing a Patreon and channel member live very soon within the next few days. So you guys watch out for that. Before I go live, I always post it on the community tab for the members, and I'll go to Patreon and I'll post it there. So you guys come hang out with me and we'll talk about all the bad stuff that we don't talk about on here. Yeah. All right. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye, everyone.